All right, at 6 o'clock, I'd like to call the Madison City Council October 10th meeting to order, please. And we have Pastor Jeff Smith from Madison Baptist Church here tonight. Lead us in prayer.
Our Heavenly Father, we humbly bow in your presence tonight, and we do thank you for being our God. We thank you for all the blessings you bestow upon us. Thank you for protecting our city, keeping us safe. We thank you for the Lord Jesus Christ and all that he suffered on the cross of Calvary to pay for our sin debt. We thank you that the grave cannot hold him, and he gives eternal life to all those that believe. And tonight, Father, we just pray that you would be honored and glorified in everything that's said and done. We continue to pray for our mayor and the city councilmen and those involved in the leadership here at the city, that you'd give them great wisdom, that you'd give them hearts to love you and ears to hear as you talk to them and lead and guide them. We pray for their families, their children, their loved ones. We pray for our city that you would keep us safe, Father, that you would continue to protect us from evil, sometimes even that you would protect us from ourselves. And Father, we just please just give great wisdom as we have this meeting tonight, and we'll thank you for it because we do ask it in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
Follow me in a pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get the roll call, please?
Mayor Finley?
Here.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Here.
Councilmember Spears?
Here.
Councilmember Powell?
Here.
Councilmember Shaw?
Here.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Here.
Councilmember Denzine?
Here.
Councilmember Seifert?
Here. We have a quorum, so we'll move forward. I know we have one addition to the printed agenda. You want to talk about that?
The one addition that we are requesting for addition to the agenda would be a memorandum of agreement with with Madison County. Basically, this is for our road striping contract that we have with the county. Just to give you a short rundown, y'all might have remembered that y'all actually voted on this back in February. That agreement that y'all voted for, that memorandum of agreement, actually seemed to be open-ended, didn't have a termination date, and we just found out that the county's contract piggybacks on another contract that ended in August. So basically we're having to redo that, even though you may have remembered just doing it back in February. This is a agreement that will allow us to continue the striping and also getting that done before some of the deadlines that we have, especially I think Hughes Road is one of the things that it'll help with. So that's why we wanted to walk it on today, as opposed to hold it to the next agenda.
All right. Is there any other changes? Not, we'll move forward with that change. Next is approval amendments for September 26th. Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion? No, can I get the vote, please?
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye. Motion passes. Next is presentation and awards, and Senator Butler's not here tonight.
He had another something to go to tonight, but he did come back this afternoon and brought us a check for $25,000, and this would go towards the revitalization of our senior center. And he's been out on the campaign trails, what he basically said, and in hearing what's most important, this was one of the things he talked about. So I'd ask council to approve the appropriation by Senator Butler of the monies he's responsible for to us for $25,000 for the senior center.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, Senator Butler, and thank you, council.
Next is public comments, and we have signed up is Miss Margie Daly.
Happy Columbus Day. Thank you to Christopher Columbus for sailing the ocean blue in 1492. We appreciate it. That's why we're here today. I have a couple of quick subjects. I'm going to try to be as fast as I can because I know the time's been reduced under this council. So transparency. this particular council, particularly Councilwoman Bartlett, thank you for making this the least transparent council I have seen in 18 years. Our speaking time has been reduced from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. Somehow you got the finances no longer to come to the council. Now we have to go to the finance committee meetings, and also remove plans from coming before the council. So those of us in the public that care and want to know what's going on in our beautiful city, we have to go to now 4 different meetings, twice a month, work sessions, finance committee, council meetings, and planning. We might as well run for office. I mean, you know, taking up that much of our time. Okay, so now I have a question, because this is getting very confusing with this council management stuff. And there's a lot of misinformation, because apparently they're going by the law from 1982. Now, there's been updated versions quite a number of times. 2006, 18, 19, 21, I believe 2016. Here I have 2016. This would be the duties, okay, of the mayor should this pass. The mayor shall preside at the meetings of the council, shall be recognized as head of the municipal government for all ceremonial purposes, shall have the power to veto, I'm going to cut it a little short, all ordinance and resolutions, shall have no vote. So the mayor will not have a vote. So and this is the current law, and I have the law that says that once the law changes, it updates, and they're saying it's the 1982 law. It's not the 1982 law. You have to go with the code that's been updated. Okay. The city manager duties shall be the head of the administrative branch. So in other words, coming from a family that my grandmother was a suffragette, to not have a vote on the person who is going to run the city is highly disappointing, discouraging, and this is what is trying to be done in our city. Because you can shake your head, Mr. Powell, this is what the law says. He will be, you want to know his duties? And this is the law. I mean, you can tell everybody whatever you want to tell everybody, but this is the law. I only have 5 seconds left. So the last thing I'll say is, groom dogs, not kids. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for cutting my time short.
Anyone else?
Okay, I just had a couple of questions regarding the template for the, the template for the agenda. It now says the organizational meeting of the City of Madison. It appears to be, coincidentally, it looks a lot like Auburn's, and the software on the city website has some meetings titled in the same way. Some of them say regular city council meeting, and some say organizational meeting of the City of Madison. And maybe you guys could, excuse me, clarify that. Also, with the council manager, does anyone know, will any of the rules of order change? The City of Auburn has a practice called meeting of the committee of the whole. This is just where they deliberate for informal debate and preliminary consideration on matters awaiting legislative action. And maybe you guys could just clarify a few of those questions. Thank you.
Lisa, I'll defer over to you. I think one of the first things that I had on my list was to thank you guys for the training that you did and the new software that everybody is using now. So can you answer, if you could, the difference in organizational and regular?
Yes. The organizational meeting, it usually takes place between October and November, and that's where the council elects a new president of the council and also the pro tem. This council has chosen to do that on the November 14th meeting. It was initially planned for October meeting for the 10th, but it was changed after the agenda was published.
Okay.
And we call it regular meeting because the regular meeting is your regular meet time, and there are 3 meetings. Actually, there are several, but council uses the organizational meeting for change in the who's going to be responsible, president, those type elected positions amongst yourselves. Your regular meetings are the meetings that we hold every 2 weeks. You also can have a special meeting. They all have names, and with the agenda that's out there now, that is our new software. The previous company we were using, those meetings are still saved. We're going to try, I believe we can archive them. We'll get Samantha to help us with that. But we're moving to a new company called Municode, and the software is a little bit more progressive, and it's more word-based, and it's easier for all the employees to use to put their items on the agenda, and it's easier for my team. When one goes down, somebody else can pick it up, get the agenda produced, and also help our coworkers. It looks a little different out there on the website from the IQM2, which is what the version that we were previously using until this meeting. And I think it looks clean and sleek, and it's easier for people to get on it and click it and get the information they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate. I appreciate that you can click on that letter now and it'll take you right to the document. I think that's a great feature. Will past agendas be added at a future date, or is this us moving forward now?
We're moving forward, and
Okay.
they're going to be archived like they were before.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said last week when we went live for this meeting, Samantha was out of town, and she's our marketing person.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get her to help us save those old meetings and archive them on our website, so you can just do a click. You can go back and find any of the previous meetings you desire. And if you don't have a computer, you can always call us, and we'll be happy to produce that for you.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Very good. Next is consent agenda, Finance Committee report.
Okay, the next Finance Committee meeting is going to be Tuesday, October 18th here in Council Chambers, but we're going to push it back 30 minutes to 10:30 because of a training that's happening here in Council Chambers. I think we'll send out that revised notice tomorrow. The Finance Committee, though, has reviewed a very short consent agenda and also the periodic bills to be paid and find everything to be in order. So I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye. Motion passes. Next is presentation of reports, and we'll start with the mayor.
I was just going to ask you, sorry to interrupt, what about Resolution 2022-272R under the consent agenda?
It passes as a consent.
Oh, okay, it does. Okay, I didn't know if it had to be done separately.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So good to go? All right. And again, thank you for the agenda packet. And again, a little bit different, but we'll continue to roll it out. It gives a lot more functionality. A couple of, one big thank you, and I'll say for everybody, and you guys can echo or ditto, or, but Karen, to you and the entire Street Festival team, thank you guys. That was a phenomenal Street Festival. I tell you, the planning that had to go into that, it just, there were so many different entities. It was spread out a lot more, which didn't make it feel as crowded, and yet I know there were just as many people. I could go on and on, but just a great day for our city and our community, and there's a huge contingent that works on that, and to our city employees who support that, Public Works, police, a huge presence there, making sure it was safe, the recreation with the drivers. So big deal for our community. Probably 35 to 40,000 people is the estimate that is down there, but a neat day for our city. On top of that, this within the last 2 weeks, Madison City Schools named the #1 school district in the state by niche. I thought it was several different criteria that we looked at, but very excited for them. The school system has not just accepted that they were good. They've continued to work diligently at staying relevant and doing really good things, and they have. So congratulations to them. And then 2 events that are coming up. The Jacksonville State UNA football game is this coming Saturday at Toyota Field. Again, the uniqueness of that game, and it will be only the second game ever played in NCAA football that goes pretty much every offensive play is going one direction because of the length of the field. They're about 4 feet, I think, is what they said, short for safety. So every time that there's a change of possession, it'll come back and come the same way. So an exciting day. It's UNA, Jacksonville State, this coming Saturday, Toyota Field. And then secondly, we're going to be able to do the State of the City address at Toyota Field. It'll be called Celebrate Madison. It's going to be Friday, November 4th. One of the neat things about this one is the Chamber is obtaining sponsorships. So first and foremost, it's open to everyone. And so we'll have Toyota Field open. There'll be vendors that are there. I know there'll be food there and tickets that you can get for that. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll be able to give a short presentation on the state of the city. We usually do it. We've been doing it year for years at the Madison Center. We haven't had it for the last 2 years. We're excited to get our message out to most of the community who can make it there on a Friday night. And then we'll have fireworks and some music. So a big night for the city of Madison to celebrate a lot of the stuff that's going on. And that'll happen Friday, November 4th at Toyota Field. And that's all I have.
Very good. District number 1.
Yes, sir. I had the pleasure of attending Mike Gentle's retirement party. He retired from Public Works after more than 25 years of service, and just want to wish him well in retirement and lots of great golf games ahead for him, I'm sure. I also attended the Madison Fire and Rescue retirement party last week that included 14 firemen and paramedics that retired in the last 2 years, so wish them well also on their retirement. I'm wearing this shirt today in support of Madison Fire and Rescue. This is their annual breast cancer and other cancer awareness shirt that they do every year and haven't been able to do for the last 2 years because the big opportunity that they have to sell these shirts is at the street festival. So we haven't been able to do it. So I would encourage you to go by Station 1 and see Kara. She has lots of shirts. You can get long sleeve or short sleeve, and again, those go to support cancer research for 2 different organizations. And also want to thank Teresa Crane with Woodman Life. If you've had a chance to go through the roundabout lately, on Saturday she and her family planted about 20 mums in the roundabout. Looks very nice, and really appreciate their donation of time and the mums. And this is something that will be there forever because mums, my husband tells me, are perennial. I know nothing about plants, but I think it's a good start in beautifying the roundabout, and really appreciate her donation of the plants and her time. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Very good. District number 2.
I want to echo what's been said about the street festival. I have heard so many people talking about it everywhere, talking about how fabulous it was and how much fun they had and the perfect weather and how their kids enjoyed it, and it's just so great to have that back again. It was an awesome day. Also, I want to thank our city clerk and our IT departments for their work on the new software for the agenda. And I know we're going to have some growing pains for a little bit, but I think it's going to be worth it in the long run. Thank y'all. Also, I was at Madison Utilities meeting last Monday night, and again, it came up about private utilities doing private water treatment, wastewater treatment plants by developers. Apparently what they do is they get a couple developers together and they make a small plant. The problem is eventually those developers want to get out of the wastewater business, and those plants are not necessarily something that you can directly hook up to the existing water system for one of our public utilities, our wastewater system here, when you know what I mean. You can't necessarily hook up to the same system. So what usually winds up happening is then those utilities have to go in and revamp the system, and it costs millions and millions of dollars. This is something that is very discouraging that it is happening in our area. And I think anything we can do to support Madison Utilities at this time with this issue would be very valuable for not only for our city, but for our residents themselves and the adjacent areas that may eventually become part of the city.
Is that it?
Yep, that's all. Sorry.
3.
I'll be quick. I mean, just like everybody up here, you know, we'll say stuff about Street Fest, and of course, I want to thank the entire group that did Street Fest, and our city workers and all that, and whoever called the weather in, don't know which group it was. Thank you, it was awesome.
Beautiful.
So, that's all we got.
Good. District number 5.
Well, a big thank you to police and public works who also did a fantastic job with our street festival, and all the volunteers. Karen, it was just awesome, and I know you worked so hard, and we all enjoyed getting to be there at the city booth and meeting people, and it was just a great day. Last week, I had the privilege of attending my very first rocket launch. The NASA SpaceX Crew 5 launch from Kennedy Space Center was moved from Monday to Wednesday, and a NASA employee who lives in my district actually nominated me to get to attend, and I was so proud to be there to represent Madison. I got to speak to Bill Nelson while I was there, and for those of you who've never been to a launch, we begin with the national anthem. We all stand. It's such a patriotic event. It's such a show of engineering know-how and force. And then when you get to see it live, video footage does not do it justice in terms of the colors, the power of the rocket, and then, of course, the rocket is immediately moving faster than the speed of sound. So it's going up before you ever start hearing or feeling the vibrations. But it was such an exciting event, and I was so glad to be able to attend. I also want to highlight there's so many fun activities happening in Madison in the month of October, but I'm going to highlight something that both Council President Shaw and I are working on October 29th. There's the Rail Yard Barbecue Brawl in downtown Madison, and there'll be free parking at the stadium. And at the football stadium, I'm working with Madison City Schools to host a Halloween chess tournament on the football field, where kids are going to be wearing Halloween costumes. We'll have a dance-off. We'll have costume awards as well as chess awards. I mean, really, only in the city of Madison could we figure out a way to use a turf field for a chess tournament. I'm so excited. And so get your tickets, register. That day is going to be a lot of fun in the downtown area. And that's all I have.
Very good. District number 6.
All right. Well, on behalf of everyone who served in the Madison Street Festival, I'll accept your heartfelt thank you, because everybody there worked so very hard to create this festival, and we couldn't have done it without Public Works, without the police, without everybody working together for the good of the community. It was amazing walking through the streets all day long and just talking to everybody, and how excited they were to be back, you know, and how thankful they were to be in Madison again. And it is amazing to me that you can get 35,000 to 40,000 people come to a festival that has no celebrities, who has a petting zoo, who has high school students that did robotics, that had a marching band. It wasn't with local bands. It was all community. It was all family-oriented community. And to get that many people to come out for it, I think is just amazing. I love it that we still have that sense of community in our city. I think it is part of what makes Madison so wonderful. So yeah, it was just a complete group effort to pull this off. And so there's just so many people to thank. But it's not over yet, because there will be grants given out, because the money that came in will go out to grants. So I think the registration for grants is still open. So go to the website, check it out, but we still will be giving more after this. It's not just about taking in, it's about giving back to the community too. So yeah, it was a great day. I'm not gonna lie about that. It was wonderful, but it was just because everybody worked together, and it was great. On to other things. For a change, I get a couple months off. It's really good. For the fire, I went to the fire station, the retirement party. It was an honor. Thank you, Chief Bailey, for inviting me. It was an honor to be there with these people that have given so much of their life to protect us. And so it was very good to be there. Also, the Senior Center, which I'm thrilled that Senator Butler has blessed them with $25,000.
They have had really great success lately. They had coffee with the cops. They had donuts courtesy of the Rotary Club. Inside Out Ministries has sponsored the Little Baby Diner catered for the seniors. These are all just good events that bring in the people again, that for the energized older crew. There's really fun things going on in our city, and it's all provided by the staff over at the Senior Center. So I'm very proud to be part of them too. They're great. Gosh, I think that's it. That's all I wrote down anyway. It's just really great to be a part of this city. It's a wonderful city. And that's all I have.
Very good. District number 7.
Y'all all have said the same thing. I'll say the same thing again. Madison Street Festival was awesome. It's a nice time had by all. Great weather, and that's about it.
Very good. There's no board or committee appointments tonight. We have one public hearing.
The Revenue Department, we have one public hearing this evening. We've got a request for a restaurant retail liquor license from Phoenix Senior Living LLC, doing business as Madison Crossings at 11260 Kenneline Road. This is the assisted living center up near James Clemens. This is a new request for alcoholic beverages at this location. All departments have signed off, and I believe possibly a representative with Madison Crossings, Mr. Scott Burton, may be here for any additional questions.
All right, with that, I'd like to open the public hearing. Does anyone like to address council? Yes, ma'am.
It's an independent living. It's not assisted. It means they're apartments for seniors.
Hold on a second. This is a public hearing. They're supposed to be addressing council, president, and the president is supposed to hold this. So if you want to come up and address the council. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Anybody have questions?
I don't have any questions.
I think we're good. With that, we'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any other discussion? If not, can we have the vote, please?
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Council President Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
I abstain.
Councilmember Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Thank you, Cameron.
Next is department reports, and we'll start with engineering.
Yes.
Yeah, it passed. It must pass. Yes, sir, come on.
Got a few items tonight. First is resolution number 2022-255R, authorizing professional services agreement with OHM Advisors for engineering design services for Seeger and Maysill intersection improvements in an amount not to exceed $125,500 to be paid from departmental budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion? No, can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye. The motion passes.
Okay, next is resolution number 2022-256R, authorizing professional services agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates for engineering design services for traffic signal and sidewalk modifications at the intersection of Waltrana and Gooch Lane in the amount of $78,031.81 to be paid from the department budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion?
I get a fair amount of complaints about that. Is that going to fix the timing of that intersection?
The nature of that is to modify the existing traffic signals, yes ma'am, and also to extend some sidewalks along Gooch Lane and Waltrana.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's it. Can we have a vote, please?
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye. The motion passes.
Next is resolution number 2022-257R, authorizing professional services agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates for engineering design services for traffic signal design at the intersection of Bird Green and Hardeman Lane in the amount of $39,231.81 to be paid from the departmental budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Is that the roundabout?
Nope, that's a traffic light.
Oh, okay.
It's full signal design. There's nothing there right now.
Okay, thank you.
But, I have had some questions about how the roundabout and that traffic light will play together.
Okay.
Y'all have studied that, right?
Right, yeah, the entire time these were gonna be going in at the same time, so these are gonna be designed to coincide with each other. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye. And motion passes.
Okay, next is resolution number 2022-258R, authorizing professional services agreement with Garver LLC for Palmer Road bridges, to include hydraulic analysis, survey, and conceptual design for two bridge replacements in the amount not to exceed $199,925.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Sure are busy.
Beginning of the fiscal year.
Or you spend a lot of money.
Again, beginning of the fiscal year.
Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye. Motion passes.
Okay, next is resolution number 2022-266R. This is the acceptance of Bradford Station Phase 1 into the city's maintenance program.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? No. If not, can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
And we're assuming that you did all the checking. I know he's struggling over here.
Yes, I was waiting.
He's struggling over here. He gets
I
asked
only gotta do it
questions.
once, I was waiting for.
Okay, you're gonna ask for both of them.
Sure, you always have the first one ready, but the second one.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's your last one because you're gonna run out of letters.
2 minutes and then be up. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Resolution number 2022-267R, this is acceptance of Bella Woods Phase 1 into the city's maintenance program.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion is second. Is there any discussion?
All done correctly?
Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine?
The motion passes.
That's all I've got.
Thank you very
Can I
much.
say one thing that I regret I didn't say earlier? Thank you so much from all of my constituents. That Hughes is looking so good. You have done a tremendous job, you and the whole staff, and I just wanted to thank you all publicly.
I'll accept your thanks on behalf of all of engineering. It was a team effort.
I'm sure it was. I mean, it's been great, but seeing those lines on the road and going there, go down it was
All 5 lanes were
wonderful.
open this weekend. It was great.
Yes, it was amazing, so thank you.
Much shorter agenda.
Engineering should learn from you.
I'd like to ask you. Plenty going, so happy about that.
I'd like to ask for your approval of resolution number 2022-272R, approval of agreement for subscription for our reporting software to the fire department. It's to be paid out of our budget, and it's the first yearly subscription is $29,800.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion?
How much is the second year?
Don't know yet, but this, we finally got a good reporting system that we've used for 2 years, and we're very happy with it, so somebody else bought it, and it's no longer gonna be, compliant with the state EMS rules.
Oh, okay.
They have to go to something else. That's what we're moving.
You're good. Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye. Motion passes. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
And legal.
Mr. President, first up for consideration is resolution number 2022-268. What this is a resolution basically just amending an older resolution from July 11th. That was resolution number 2022-198. This involved termination of a contract with Turner Construction. Basically, Turner Construction asked that we amend the resolution to make clear the grounds for the termination. We just made it clear that it was for the city's convenience, and that's all we're doing is just adding that word basically to it. No new, it's not a change order or anything of that nature, just basically just amending that resolution, make it clear that this is termination for convenience as opposed to for cause or anything like that. So that is what we're requesting as far as that resolution.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? If not, can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Council President Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye. Motion passes.
Next, we have resolution number 2022-269R. This is requesting authorization of an insurance agreement that would cover inmate medical insurance. Basically, the first year premium that we have received is for $8,415.36 for 1 year. This is a premium that we've paid in the past. I think that we did go through some new information we had to provide in order to get this premium, but basically that premium is very low considering the exposure that we have. So, should there be an inmate fight or just one slip and fall? So for that reason, we are requesting that we authorize the mayor to execute. He's already signed a proposal for the insurance. We're waiting to actually have him execute the long form insurance. So we're requesting that the resolution authorize that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any other discussion? If not, can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye. Motion passes.
Mr. President, finally, as far as legals items, we have a walk-on for resolution number 2022-276R. This is a memorandum of agreement with the city of County of Madison for the city to have a contract with the county for their striping. I mentioned earlier that basically we did this back in February, but it wasn't for a full year term. So now we're having to pick it up from August going forward. So now we have a new resolution with a new agreement that makes it very clear that this is for a year agreement taken through August 17th of 2023.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Council President Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye. The motion passes. Thank you. Mary Beth.
Your favorite person?
My favorite person tonight.
Your first item is proposed ordinance number 2022-260. This is for vacation of a portion of utility and drainage in the backyard at 223 Coach Lamp Drive. This is just a first reading, so we're not asking for your action this evening, but you can see the hashed area there. The folks are wanting to do some improvements in their backyard, and a good portion of their backyard is within an easement area. We'll be back at your next meeting asking for your approval for that item. All right. Your next item is resolution number 2022-264-R. This is to approve a development agreement between the City of Madison and McKinley Homes, U.S. LLC et al. This development agreement pertains to approximately a 98-acre site. You can see it outlined there. The property is located on the south side of Huntsville-Brownsbury between the Village of Oakland Springs development and Morris Drive. There is a horizontal mixed-use project that's proposed that includes includes a variety of components, open space, commercial, and residential. The development agreement speaks to those development components. Let me turn that puppy on. So the development agreement limits the amount of residential to 382 for-sale units. There are 3 different product types: townhomes, single-family, and a stacked flat product. There are phases specified for the townhomes and single-family homes. The stacked flats would be done as one phase. The development agreement specifies no certificate of occupancies prior to March of 2024. And that catch-up provision that we've seen in some previous development agreements is not within this development agreement. With respect to the commercial component, there'd be 33,000 square feet of commercial space at a minimum, and it requires that the site plan be submitted no later than the 100th residential certificate of occupancy. The development agreement also includes provision for the donation of just over 24 acres to the city for a future park. That donation would occur no later than June of 2024. The reason for that timing is because the entity that has acquired the property needs to hold on to it for tax purposes for a certain period of time. There is also provision for dedication of 20 feet of right-of-way along Huntsville Browns Ferry that would allow for the future widening of that road. We have our standard impact fee language in there should the council ever pursue adoption of impact fees. There is a provision that would allow for a credit for the open space. That would be a standard practice for cities that pursue impact fees. And then we also have our tree canopy mitigation language that we've included in a lot of projects on the west side. This is their concept plan. This is part of the development agreement, and the concept plan is also required in conjunction with the zoning, which would be TND. The components of the project, the brown area is called mixed residential there. The stacked flats and the townhomes would be in that area. The yellow area is where the single-family homes would be. The green represents the park acreage that would come to the city, and the red represents the commercial development. You have set the public hearing for the zoning for this project for October 24th. This evening, we're just asking for your action on the development agreement. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. There are also representatives for the developer and the landowner here if you have any questions for them as well.
I had asked you in an email about price point. Would you be able to share that with council?
Sure, of course. Yes, Councilmember Wroblewski asked about price point. I reached out to the developer, and they indicated they're estimating prices in the $400,000 to $600,000 range.
Thank you.
I have a question about the phasing. I sent you an email, and I was trying to map out how many units were going to come online when. And according to the development agreement, we've got in 2023, 66 of the housing units, 2023, 55 of the townhome units, and then the stacked flats, it says, you're telling us it's in one phase. What year are those flats coming online or being constructed?
We're expecting that the flats would start after the townhomes and after the single-family homes, so I wouldn't expect the stacked flats would start until sometime in 2024. The developer representative is here. He could always speak to that, but, and again, it may be in 2024. It could be in 2025. Don't know at this time.
So in the development agreement, there is no specification for that. It could happen in 2023.
There are no certificate of occupancies allowed before March of 2024, period.
Okay.
So they could conceivably, you know,
construct it.
Start, right, but not have occupancy. But what the developers indicated to us is they plan on proceeding with their townhome product first, and the single-family homes after that. Obviously, things can change, but we are limiting when the C of Os could be issued.
Is there a reason why the phasing did not include the stacked flats in the development agreement?
Well, I think that they would be built in one phase, so it didn't, because of the nature of the product type, so it didn't lend itself to saying 2 phases or 3 phases, and because we're just tying everything to the C of Os, we figured we were covered in that regard.
Yeah, I understand how an apartment has to all get built together. I'm just talking about how it relates to the other pieces of the entire development.
Right. Again, I guess we're just thinking it was covered by the limitation on the certificate of occupancies.
Okay.
All right, I sent you an email also, I appreciate your response. 'Cause I also questioned when those are coming online. What size are there? How many bedrooms are we talking about on these flats?
Oh, I'd have to refer to the developer. Henry, do you?
Good evening, Council. My name's Henry Massey. I'm with McKinley Hearns. The question is, how many square feet?
Is it 2 bedrooms, 3 bedroom? What are we talking
They're
about?
1, 2, and 3 bedroom.
Okay, how many of each, do you know?
We don't have a unit mix yet. Really, at the end of the day, we're talking about, that's gonna be really our 3rd and 4th phase. So we're talking about 2025 or 2026, depending on market conditions. So those are a ways out. So we don't really start construction plans or unit mixes until we get closer to development.
Okay. Well, I think you can appreciate what we need to know if we're gonna plan for schools and that sort of thing. What can we expect in a timeline for coming on? That's why I'm asking these questions.
What year?
Yeah, I mean, if I know I'm gonna have a lot more 3 bedrooms coming on in a certain year, then I know how I can project if it's gonna affect our schools or not.
Usually, the 3 bedrooms are gonna be less than 3 to 4% of the entire unit mix. So the 3 bedrooms are the ones that sell really the slowest. And the 1 and 2 bedrooms will sell the quickest. So that's all I can say right now. It's all gonna be market driven at that point.
Okay. And for the townhouses and that sort of thing, what size are those?
The townhouses are gonna range from 1,800 to 2,200 square feet. They will be 2 and 3 bedrooms. And the single-family lots will be, the single-family homes will be 1,800 to 2,800 square feet.
Okay. I also had a question about, in the proposal it says, the neighborhood center area containing approximately 33,000 square feet of commercial and retail space and designated other neighborhood community space. At first I was unclear, so but maybe that's helped me on this. So it's 33,000 for commercial, and then the rest of it is additional in other places. So that's
correct. The community facilities isn't referring to the commercial space. The commercial space is the 33,000 square feet, and then the community facilities, as I responded in the email, there's a clubhouse and pool here, a pocket park here, the pocket park all between the townhomes and the stack flat. I'm forgetting one, but that is separate and apart from the commercial area.
Okay. I thought others would appreciate learning that also.
Okay. And then as Henry was just articulating, I had indicated that the stack flats would be coming after the townhomes and the single family, and he's saying 2025 or 2026, which was, we didn't have a specific year, but that's definitely after the townhomes and the single family would be going forward.
Okay. I had another question concerning the timing of when the commercial, commercial is something we're all really excited to have in our area. So what kind of timeline are we looking at if we have to wait 100 to
100 C of O?
Yeah.
I would guess maybe in 2024. At the earliest. Yeah, at the earliest, probably late 2024 for the commercial site plan to come forward.
To come forward, well then would it be built? Because there's no timeline given in that.
Correct.
So we're just...
Right. We've talked about that. It would be our expectation when they came forward with the site plan that the commercial would follow, but they've got to get their tenants. It's a pretty unpredictable, especially that far out. I think given the park acreage that we were given, we were trying to exercise a bit of flexibility with respect to the commercial timing. The conceptual plan will require the commercial, the development agreement requires the commercial, but we didn't feel that it made sense to say it had to be built by a certain date because it's a little too far out to predict.
It's gonna be hard to predict, though. I mean, you've got all kind of market things coming in. I mean, interest rates are going up, you got inflation. They've got to figure out, you know, we've got companies moving in, so that they're gonna be driven by whatever the market is. They're not gonna be able to tell you what date specifically.
I'm not looking for a specific date, but it is something that is a high priority for us. And I really appreciate they're including it in this development.
That's why we negotiated it.
No.
It wasn't I mean, residential developers don't offer to do commercial development generally. It was a negotiation item to get that commercial, to get that amount of commercial, which is quite substantial. We think it's significant because we know it's important for council to get that commercial along that road frontage. I think that we have to have the housing there in order for retailers and commercial businesses to be interested, because that's a little bit of a no man's land right now. It's going to be something different in 5 years, but it's not there yet.
I just wanted to say how much I appreciated y'all working with the city and Mary Beth, you representing the city to get not only the commercial addition to this, but also the parklands and the frontage for, or the right-of-way for the road widening. We're trying to be very forward-thinking in this area, especially knowing that that road is going to be widened all the way out to 65. So that, I appreciate that. This is in my district, and I appreciate you looking at all of those things.
I would just add that if you've heard the mayor talk about how our school system is now the #1 school system, I'm going to guess you're not going to have that much trouble selling those 3-bedroom units, but we do appreciate the donation of green space. I think that makes this entire package very attractive, because we need parks and rec space on the west side of town. So we do appreciate you working with Mary Beth to do that. Move to approve.
Second.
I just have one more question, but
I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
Question and a second. I think we skipped the discussion.
I'm sorry, yeah. Should have done the motion.
Is there any other discussion?
Yeah, just with the fact that we haven't actually zoned it yet, and so everything's based on the TND, right? Is that in my?
That's the proposed zoning.
Right. It's just that in the past we've seen that once we put TND in place, not everything gets developed as it was going to. So is this contract ironclad that all things that are put in there, the commercial and all that? I'm just asking to protect us.
Sure.
It's all in there.
So what's unique about this particular property is that we have a development agreement with it. The Village at Oakland Springs was done before the city used this kind of mechanism to lock in development. So there is no development agreement associated with the Village at Oakland Springs. The other area that we have TND zoning is portions of Town Madison. There is no development agreement there. So this is a unique situation where we do get to lock it in with a DA. DAs can be amended, but that would require the action of the City Council.
Okay. I'm just, for the protection of the city, just as long as it's in there and it's ironclad, I'm good.
Yep, great question.
Anyone else? Can we get the vote, please?
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Council President Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye. The motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking the lead, Mary Beth. And thank you guys for working with her. I know
Thank you.
she asked a lot, and you guys gave a lot. We appreciate that.
We ask a lot of her, as you.
By the way, just for the record, I want to thank y'all. Mary Beth, I've worked with a lot of different staffs over the years, over the last 25 years. I mean, she is so impressive, and the hard work she's done and put into this thing. So just want y'all to know she is, y'all got the ace. So thank you.
Don't tell everybody we're trying to keep her.
Smartest person in the building.
Very good. The only other miscellaneous businesses, we're working on some dates for maybe a, work session. We don't really have that ironed out yet, but
Thank you. Appreciate it.
we're trying to get a few things worked out. Anybody else have anything?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.